My name is Mats Wallen. I am the Chief Development Officer for Hospice East Bay. I've been with Hospice now for almost 10 years. I'm very fortunate. I love my job. My job is to go out and raise funds to support the various activities that are not paid for by Medicare that we have the gift of having here, and we'll talk a little bit about that. As you may not know, Hospice was founded in 1977 here, the East Bay Hospice. We are the only not-for-profit hospice here located in the East Bay, or in the Contra Costa area. We're very proud. This year so far, we've served over 1,060 patients as of today, including 240 right here in our Walnut Creek Rossmoor community. Very important. What I love about my job is the fact that we do all these services that I think are so critical during this time, and I'm going to share a story a little bit later about it on my own personal experience. But, you know, what I always like to highlight is several of our key programs that all of you are, by definition, being here, you're supporting, besides remembering your loved one. One of our programs is our veteran-centered care. We really believe that veterans have a unique challenge. I am not a veteran, so I'm always very careful to not speak to that. But I do know veterans have had experiences that I have never had, and none of us who have not been veterans have never had. Whether they served in war, in peace, in wherever they may have been, there are experiences that are unique to them. And we're very fortunate that we actually expend resources. We have a full-time veteran-centered care coordinator, who is a veteran herself, which allows us to really connect with veterans, whether it's our vet-to-vet cafes or other ways. Because one of the things we have found is that veterans have a lot of opportunities that they have not accessed many times because of how they've served, and we just make sure that they can get those services. Another program that I'm really a big believer in, and we're going to see our manager, Joe Lumello, is going to talk about this, is our bereavement services. Bereavement services is a very important part of hospice. We provide these services to anyone who needs them, regardless of whether they are on service or not. This is a program not paid for by Medicare, and therefore it's all done through fundraising. And as we all know, grief is our own journey. There are some commonalities, and I'm so grateful we have a department to help people navigate that part. I'm also very excited that this year we started a new program called Full Circle Aftercare. Full Circle Aftercare, for those of you who've lost a loved one, you know that the next 3 or 4 weeks after the loss of your loved one is very chaotic. Lots of things have to happen, lots of activities, whether it's the bank, Social Security, Medicare, all those things. I just was reminded the other day, how do you close a Facebook page? Hadn't even thought about that. So these kinds of things to help people navigate these kinds of services. The last one, which I'm a big believer in, is Bruns House. Bruns House is an inpatient home in Alamo for 6 people. It's designed to really fill a gap that I saw personally, and I'll share about that later, about having resources for when you have a loved one who's at home and has been at home, and suddenly now you no longer can take care of them at home because of their medical condition. If you're in another place, you would be sent to a hospital, and it would be there where your loved one would pass. Instead, we have a home in Alamo, staffed full-time, 24 hours by a nurse and a doctor, which means that we can actually be there, and you can be there in a home-like setting. So it's really, really important. I'm always very grateful for that. As many of you know, the world is different these days. We are challenged left and right, and one of the things we're doing as a not-for-profit hospice is partnering with other not-for-profit hospices to think about shared services. We have to do that because the reality is that while costs go up, this year Medicare reduced their payment by 1%. So you can see that becomes a real issue for us. But we are so committed with all these other not-for-profit hospices, we're going to band together and we're going to work hard to figure this out and affiliate ourselves. But at the same time, we're remaining local with a local board of directors. The money stays locally, so that's really important for us. I am just finally want to say I'm very honored to be here. Rossmoor is one of my favorite communities. I've been in this area since 1982. I had a very different thought about Rossmoor when I was young, and now I've gotten older and I have a very different idea of that. And I think Rossmoor is this wonderful community. I've met some of you are amazing people. And you're just connected, and I think that's so important as we age, is to find those connections in a place where we can all feel like we belong. So very grateful for that. Just want to highlight a couple of our main sponsors, really important. Our Eternal Light sponsor is Rudney Associates and Barbara Russell with Rossmoor Realty. Rossmoor Realty has been a real strong partner of ours for years, and we're very appreciative. Guiding Light sponsor is Edward English. A Shining Light donor is Victoria Feldman and Cecilia Anthony. Our Bright Light sponsor is Bert Kaufman, Miss Patricia Whiteside and Mr. Don Bauman, Greg and Joyce Louie, Mr. Lawrence Cito, Mrs. Frances Weintraub, and Miss Sarah Sultan. I also want to do a special thank you to a real wonderful group of volunteers that are here in your community, and that's the Friends of Rossmoor Hospice. And also NCL, the National Charity League, came with the cookies. And also I'm going to introduce our district representative, Carol Mascali. Frankie G is our musician, and he volunteers. He's been doing this for years. Thank you so much. And finally, Scott Singley, who will be reading the names. All right, so I first would like to introduce Carol Mascali, who's the district representative for District 2, darn it. I'll let her tell her story.
Thank you so much. I'm Carol Mascali. I work for Contra Costa County, your county supervisor, Candace Anderson. It's such an honor to be with you here tonight at this beautiful Tree of Light ceremony hosted by Hospice of the East Bay. On behalf of Supervisor Anderson, I want to share her deep appreciation for the compassionate work of hospice and her heartfelt support for all of you gathered here this evening. Hospice is more than care at the end of life. It's a gift of dignity, comfort, and peace. It supports not only those nearing the end of life, but also families and friends who walk alongside them. I have seen firsthand how hospice can bring calm in the midst of uncertainty, and how its presence can be quite quiet but profound source of strength. To those remembering someone special tonight, may this gathering bring you comfort. May the glow of the lights we're going to see later remind you that you're not alone and that love in all forms continues. Thank you so much to the Hospice of East Bay for your unwavering commitment to our community, and thank you all for being here to honor, remember, and reflect.
As you can guess, I was not Emma Barron, who was on the program. I'm pinch hitting for her. So what I want to do is talk a little bit about hospice on a very personal level. I've been a big believer of hospice, but I had my own very strong experience just recently. This woman I've known, her and her husband, since 1991, have been dear friends of mine. They both became godparents to one of my children, and have been a part of my life for years. About 15 months ago, she was diagnosed with liver cancer. She was a little mad because it was the liver cancer that's not about wine drinking, and she was a big wine drinker. She's like, look, if I'm gonna get cancer, at least it should be something I did. But no, that wasn't the case. But she had the most incredible attitude, constantly being positive. And so for the first 6 months, she was in treatment, trying to navigate that. Eventually, the doctor came to her and said, the treatment isn't working. And because she had been a volunteer for us and had raised money for our veterans programs and other services, she knew what to do. So she called hospice. She was on hospice for 4.5 months, living at home, really enjoying that, having an opportunity to visit with friends. People come and see her, and really she always kept a very positive attitude. One of the social workers said she was one of their favorites because on one hand she had hope. She wanted to reach her 70th birthday, which she didn't, but she was also a realist and understood where she was in this journey. What I am most appreciative of is the fact that there's the services I talked about earlier played a really important role in her life. Two of them specifically. One was the bereavement services and the social worker services before for her husband. I know he's now going to these services, and I think it's really important. But for me, probably the most important thing is what happened right at the end. At the end, it was not an easy 72 hours. Things got a little heavy. And it turned out that she needed more medical care than she could get at home. And thank goodness we had the Bruns House. Because if it hadn't been for the Bruns House, she would have died in the hospital. But instead, she came to Bruns House for the last 72 hours. Her husband was able to spend the nights there and be with her, and also be with her right at the end, which for him was very important. He was so grateful for hospice and really about these services. And I know many of you have probably used these services or see them out there. And I'm just so grateful that the money that we have raised together now actually is benefiting somebody that I love. And I think that's what this is a little bit about. When you come here, you make a donation. In some sense, you're reminding yourself how much you love that person and what they meant for you and how that love can go forward. So I hope you think about that. All of you have your own journey about Bruns or about hospice, but it's all about us working together and finding ways to support all of you. And it is a true honor for my staff and everyone else who works at hospice to do this work. So thank you so much.
Tiptoed in the room, know you got to have your rest. She says, come lay beside me. I've been waiting since you left. Sweet to me, must be the luckiest man alive. Did I tell you, baby, you're the joy of my life? First time that I saw you, you took my breath away.
Hopefully you can hear me now. Good evening. My name is Joe Lumello. I am the manager of volunteer and bereavement services for Hospice East Bay. And I'm going to read a blog post, actually, that is attributed to the author by the name of G. Snow. There's a bit of a mystery around this reading. I've offered it at previous Rossmoor Tree of Light, so if you're a repeat customer, you may have heard this already. And an abridged version of this poem is in the very first page of your program. Here goes. All right, here goes. I'm old. What that means is that I've survived so far, and a lot of people I've known and loved did not. I've lost friends, best friends, acquaintances, co-workers, grandparents, mom, relatives, teachers, mentors, students, neighbors, and a host of other folks. I have no children, and I can't imagine the pain it must be to lose a child, but here are my 2 cents. I wish I could say I get used to people dying. I never did, and I don't want to. It tears a hole through me whenever somebody I love dies, no matter the circumstances. But I don't want it to not matter. I don't want it to be something that just passes. My scars are a testament to the love and the relationship that I had for and with that person. And if the scars are deep, so was the love. So be it. Scars are a testament to life. Scars are a testament that I can love deeply and live deeply and be cut or even gouged. And then I can heal and continue to live and continue to love. And the scar tissue is stronger than the original flesh ever was. Scars are a testament to life. Scars are only ugly to people who can't see. And as for grief, you'll find that it comes in waves. When the ship is first wrecked, you are drowning with wreckage all around you. Everything floating around you reminds you of the beauty and magnificence of the ship it was and is no more. And all you can do is float. You find some piece of wreckage and you hang on for a while. Maybe it's some physical thing. Maybe it's a happy memory or a photograph. Maybe it's a person who's also floating. For a while, all you can do is float. Stay alive. In the beginning, the waves are 100 feet tall and they crash over you without mercy. They come 10 seconds apart and they don't give you time to catch your breath. All you can do is hang on and float. After a while, maybe weeks, maybe months, you'll find the waves are still 100 feet tall, but they come further apart. When they come, they still crash over you and wipe you out, but in between, you can breathe, you can function. You never know what's going to trigger the grief. It might be a song, a picture, a street intersection, or the smell of a cup of coffee. It can be just about anything, and the waves come crashing. But in between the waves, there's life. Somewhere down the line, and it's different for everybody, you'll find that the waves are only 80 feet tall or 50 feet tall. And while they still come, they come further apart. You can see them coming an anniversary, a birthday, or Christmas, or landing at O'Hare. You can see it coming, for the most part, and prepare yourself. And when it washes over you, you know that somehow you will again come out the other side, soaking wet, sputtering, still hanging on to some tiny piece of the wreckage, but you will come out. Take it from an old guy. The waves never stop coming, and somehow you don't really want them to. You can learn that you'll survive them, but you'll learn that you will survive them, and other waves will come, and you'll survive them too. If you're lucky, you'll have lots of scars from lots of loves and lots of shipwrecks. Thank you. Before I step away from the podium, I just want to remind everyone here that if you're having a difficult time processing the loss of a loved one, please know that we're here and we're available to be of assistance to you, and our services are never there is never a fee for any of our grief support services. So if you want more information, please feel free to stop and pull me aside and ask me questions. We also have literature up at the check-in table should you want any more information. And there's even a QR code that will link you to our webpage, so that way you can do some more research. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Scott Rogers, and I'll be reading the names tonight. I'm going to do my very best to pronounce them correctly, so if I happen to make a small flub, please excuse it. Laura Ahern, Harold Ahern, Dushan Anglis, Stephen Anglis, Will Anthony, Joe Anthony, David Arizu, Robert Anthony Arnold, Randy Balmet, Aaron and Ann Bechtel, Lynn Beckers, Jeannie Bell, Eleanor Landon, Pat Burks, Robert Butkus, Marty Castillo, Edward Chan, Mei Yi Chan, Eddie Chan, Brian Crow, Mary Crow, Tomas Kovas, Gerald Cutler, Tony Daigle, Bob Dauphiné, William A. Davis, Judith Demkowitz, Bob Dolan, Marge Dolan, Charles Dorn, James Dort, Emmy Lou Dow, Ted Dow, Kathleen Diane Durier, Ellen Eckert, Charles Burhart, Margaret W. English, Paul W. English, John Estes, Jeff Fairbanks, John Farrell, Edward Ford, Dubose Forrest, Andy Franklin, Janet Fredericks, Paul Freeman, John Furlong, John M. Garrigas, Thomas G. David Giacomelli. Glendon Sandy Gibbs. Jim Gillette. Jeremy Lawrence Greenberg. Ashley Moore Hertzman. Louise Headley. Philip Hackey. Lauren Hess. Eric Hoberg. John Howe. Gerald Huff. Richard D. James. Wendy Jonah. Clay Jordan. Donald Kaufman. Joanne Farber Kaufman. Dorothy King. Dennis King. Bob Koch. Bonnie Kajolian. Dean Krenz. Kenneth Lesin. Sarah Likely. Frank Louis. Carol Louis. Eileen Athay. Mel Franklin Macbeth. Hilda McCordick. Pamela McCordick. Danny McCotter. Ali G. McGee. Esther Loving McGee. Ancilla McKenzie. Dick McLean. Michael McFarland. Doug Mercier. Michael Mimiaga. Robert Mimiaga. Stella Moti. Larry Munson. Gable M. Neves. Susan Oliver. Robert Oliver. Robert Paper. James Patry. Dick Perry. Peter T. Peterson. Lee Pizzola. Anthony Rago, Earl Reeve. Jim Reiner. Alan Resnick. Rachel Resnick. John Rivicki. Hal Rutledge. Carly Samatis. Alan Sandberg. Peter Senzivero. George Scaglia. Muriel Scroyan. Albert and Elizabeth Silva. Loretta Seto. Thomas Seto. James Scarrett. David Scarrett. Fred Smith. Joseph Sultan. Josephine Sultan. Sam Spear. Edwin M. Spencer. Maury Spiegelman. Stephen Strobel, Charles Swindon, Richard Symes, Jean Tate, Kenneth Thomas, Marcia Thompson, Robert Tillotson, Doug Todorov, Elga and Joe Tomasello, Larry Tomita, Mike Topper, Linda Ustruck, David G. Warby, Lou Waker, Peter Weinrobe, Dr. Ronald Weintraub, Tobias William Weir, Verl Wetzel, Jerry Wendt, Rosemary Wheeler, June Whitesides, Thomas Whitesides, Darek Walkenhauer, and Beth and Marv Yavitz. Thank you.
May the sun shine on your shoulders. May luck and love be your friend. Now, always, forever, till we meet again. May your troubles be few. I hope life's good to you. May your heart be steady and strong. I wish you the best. May you find happiness every step of the road you're on. May the wind fill yourself through the wind, carry you safely back home. May your journey unfold to a big pot of gold, the end of the road you're on. May the sun shine on your shoulders. May luck and love be your friend. Now, always, forever, till we meet again. May life fill your glass. May the memories last. May the whiskey kiss you goodnight. May you wake every day with a smile on your face. The ones that you love by your side. May the sun shine on your shoulders. May luck and love be your friend. Now, always, forever,
Well, first, I just want to thank everybody for coming. We had more people today than we've ever had, and which is beautiful. So thank you. I apologize if not every one of you got a candle, but we've never anticipated this, but lesson learned. So, but what I would like to do now is present to you the Rossmoor Tree of Lights. We are very grateful to Rossmoor. They helped us find the new tree. As many of you have been here before, we had another tree. This is the second year we're here. So that's been very nice. What I tell people is this light tree will be lit through now till the middle of January. And I invite you to look up onto a tree, find a light that you think belongs to you, and that belongs to you then. And every time you come by, you can look up on the tree, look at that light, remember your loved one, whether it's a sad, hopefully a happy memory, and recognize that person was very important to you. I want to thank you all for coming.